Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Loving Little Learners. This video is going to show you guys how you can use the website Canva for any of your educational or personal needs. I've said many times in many different videos that Canva is my go-to, and a lot of you guys have asked me for a video showing how I use it. So I'm going to show you guys how I go ahead and create interactive presentations that I display and share live with my students on Zoom or Google Meet. I'll show you guys how I create my monthly newsletters, and I'll show you guys how you can just do tons of other things on Canva. Really, the possibilities are endless on that website. It's amazing. As I mentioned before, Canva Pro is free for any educator if you fill out the application that they have on their website. And I have been using Canva free for years without even knowing about Canva Pro, and it's just as amazing. So definitely stay tuned and see how you guys can use the website Canva, and hopefully you fall in love with it just like I have. Okay, so this is my Canva homepage, and I'll show you guys what options are available here on the homepage. If you scroll down, you'll see your recent designs that you've made. But if you keep scrolling past that, they have tons of educational templates and designs already ready to go for you guys. They've really answered the call for educators this year and remote learning. They have virtual classroom options that you guys can choose from. They're a little different from Bitmoji classrooms, but they're really fun as well. They have education and presentations, worksheets, calendars, flashcards. You can kind of get a snapshot of what those look like if you continue to scroll down. So again, these are just templates already ready to go for you guys to use or to work off of. I love kind of starting with the template and then making it my own. And they have Google Classroom headers, which are a big need for teachers right now to kind of make thematic headers for your Google Classroom and things like that. So I'll show you guys how to make one of those in a moment. They have infographics. They have lesson plan templates, schedules. They even show you guys all of the ways that you can use different worksheets. These are some math worksheets that were made inside of Canva. Super fun. And again, you guys can just take any of these and adapt it or use what's here. They have school posters, English worksheets where you're working on rhyming words and missing beginning and middle in letters, Zoom virtual backgrounds, resumes, flashcards, tons of different options that they have here ready to go. They even have COVID posters for you guys to use in class or to show your students, or even, again, adapt it a little bit to fit the needs of your own classroom. They also have classroom newsletter templates, and I'll show you guys some of the ones that I've made in Canvas in a moment. But again, there's just tons of things are ready to go. Anti-bullying posters here ready for you guys to just select and run with. Or I'm going to also show you guys how to make it from scratch if you would like. But like I said, endless possibilities inside of Canva. These are just a few of the template options that are available in Canva. If you go here to the top left where it says templates, there's a drop down and you can see all the things that you guys can make: social media, personal, business, marketing, education, some of the things that are trending like Halloween flyers or Halloween t-shirts. They even have created a printing option on Canva where you can print shirts and business cards and posters and tons of other things like that. So it's amazing, to say the least. So again, on your homepage, there's a couple of different things here on the left-hand side. These are things that are recommended for you based on what you create in Canva the most. I use Canva for school mainly. So all of the things that you saw on my recommendation page have to do with school. You can access all of the designs that you've made here, all of your recent designs. You can also collaborate and share with other people. So you can share designs with a team. And so you would see all of the designs that are shared with you here. This is really cool, but this is only for Canva Pro, which I mentioned is free for educators. Brand kit. So if I go to my brand kit, you'll see a couple of different things. I can upload my own logo, or a color palette, if I always kind of go to these 5 certain colors, and I can create my own color palette. And when I use a template, or if I am creating something, it would generate it within that color palette. So that's really cool. Another fun thing is that you can upload your own fonts. I love downloading custom fonts. They just make everything cute and fun and bubbly. So I'm able to upload all of my fonts here on Canva. If you scroll down to the bottom, you can see here where it says upload a font, and you literally just select it from your computer and upload it straight to here. And then it will pop up on any template that you make. You can also create folders for different things. Like you see here, I have a folder for school, a folder for newsletters. Let's go ahead and go into a school folder. So these are just some of the things that I have made so far that I use with my students in my class. You can see here, this blue one is my sight word drill. We go over our sight words every single morning and kind of just make that into a drill. We have drill leaders who go over the presentation. I use this drill whether I'm in person or virtual. I've used it for years. Same with my letters. So it's just a really quick way to kind of review every day. These are the interactive presentations that I present the screen with my students using Google Meet. And they I use a random name selector to choose which students are going to help me figure out what the answer is for whatever presentation slide they are on. I do that for syllables, math, recognizing numbers, tons of different things. I also have newsletters. So one of my favorite things to create in Canva are our newsletters. I've been making them for years. This year, our grade level has come together and kind of created a newsletter together so that we just have one newsletter that we send out to the entire school or the entire kindergarten team. So I'll show you what one of those looks like here. So this is our newsletter for October. We have all of our important information, dates to remember. We have our fun Bitmoji thematic picture here and just all the things that we need. We also have one just down below in Spanish to send to our families. What I do is I create the template for these newsletters, and then I go to this button here that says share. And then I put in the emails for my entire grade level, and we can all kind of input our own sections and work together that way so that not any one of us is overwhelmed with coming up with the content for the entire newsletter. So I, again, do that for every month. You can see I have January, December ready to go ahead of time. We're working on November at the moment, but all of those are ready to share with my team. So it's just a really fun way to collaborate with each other and to make things really cute and interactive and fun. Or not interactive, but engaging. So you have fun designs that you upload, and you create these bright newsletters to send home to your families that are still packed full with tons of information. So, okay, I'm going to show you guys how to make some things now. So without further ado, let's go back to our homepage. And the first thing I want to show you guys how to make is a Google header. I think these Google Classroom headers are super big right now. So I'll show you guys how to make one really quick. So if you just go to your Google Classroom header and go to see all, you can see tons of options and templates that you guys can work off of. So let's go ahead and work off of this one here. Or you guys can also, if you saw here, just use a blank one, and the dimensions are already custom set for what you need to upload into Google Classroom. So once it loads, you'll see that I can work off of the template that I had before. I can add to it. I can delete different things. So let's start deleting the parts that I don't want. I'm going to make this into my November template or classroom header. So I'm going to name this kindergarten, and I'm just going to drag it out so that it all fits, and then rearrange it to the middle. Once you hit the middle, you'll see that little pink line to show you that you're centered. That's always great. And I can go ahead and go to elements here on the left-hand corner, and I can search for things that remind me of fall. So I can go and type in fall or fall leaves and see what pops up. With Canva free, you guys have tons of different options. But with Canva Pro, you unlock so many more options as well. There's free pictures that you can use, and there's paid pictures. But whatever you choose, there are tons and tons of options available. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose some things that remind me of fall, like these leaves. And again, you guys can just go through and see what you want to add. You can add in your little Bitmoji character. So I always use my Bitmoji extension here on the top and type in pose to just go ahead and find your Bitmoji by themselves. So let's go to type in pose and see what I can grab. And I just want to grab myself waving hi. So I'm going to right click and copy and then come here and paste. Uh-oh. I think I deleted my background, but let's see. Sometimes things happen and you would just literally just go to undo. So let's try this again. Okay, so I'm going to grab this one here and paste. There we go. Okay, so now she's in there. So I can add my Bitmoji to my Google Classroom heading and just rearrange everything to however I want it. So this is just simple for the purposes of making the video quick, but you guys, there's tons of options you guys can play around with. There's these really cute fall trees that I can add in there. You guys can use the positions to move it around. So like, obviously I would want this tree towards the back. And so I can use positions and just go kick it to the back like so. And I can change the font. If I just click on my letters, I can change the font to whatever color I want. They have this really cool option to now use an effect. So I can go lift it to kind of give it a little shadow behind. You can use a shadow one here. They have a glow option. So really fun things that you guys can use to make your own custom banner and heading for your Google Classroom. Something else, let's go back to my newsletter so I can show you this feature. So let's say that it's time to give out my newsletter to my students or my family or whoever. You guys can click on the 3 dots here. And there are now options to either download it to your computer or to send it directly to Google Classroom. So if I click on Google Classroom here, it's going to pull up with my Google Classroom options that I have, any classrooms that I'm enrolled in or that I am the owner of. And then it will say share to classroom and you can choose your class. And I would just go here to Loving Little Learners and I can make a assignment or an announcement, a material straight from Canva. So that's awesome. You can also see that there's options for Microsoft Team and Remind. I don't use those 2 apps, so you guys would have to let me know how those 2 work, but I would assume in the same exact way. You can do the same with Twitter and Facebook, email, and then you also have the option to present and record. So I'll show you guys how to present and record on the interactive slideshow that we're going to make next. So let's see. Oh, and you guys can share the link directly to this as well. So let's go and make a presentation. I'm going to go back home and I'm going to choose here where it says presentation, and it's just going to pop up with a template that is already set to the custom presentation slide dimensions that you use on Google Slide. So once everything loads, I'll show you guys how to make just like a really quick addition presentation. Let's see. So the first thing that I want to do is I can look through all of the template options that they have here. and see if I want to kind of go off of something, or I can start from scratch. So let's just start from scratch. So let's go with a text. I need to give a title or heading to my presentation. So I'm going to just go ahead and call this addition. And again, I'm just going to make this really simple for the purpose of the video so that you guys aren't having to watch for an hour. So bear with me. You guys can make this as cute as you would like. So let's just say that I want my students to practice adding together two groups of things. So I'm going to go to elements, and I'm going to say, let's type in balls, sports balls, and see what pops up. So in this elements tabs, there are tons and tons and tons of free options that will pop up for you guys to use, especially if you have Canva Pro. Anything pretty much is free in Canva Pro for you to use for your personal use. If you have Canva free, there are still thousands and thousands of options that you guys can use as well. So let's go say that we want our students to add beach balls. And then again, I'm just rearranging the size and where they are. So let's say a group of beach balls plus a group of, let's see what they have, basketballs. So I'm going to say how many beach balls plus how many basketballs, and then to go ahead and create an equation to match. So we want to give our students the foundation for that equation. So I'm going to go and add in some more text. So let's go ahead and do that here. And when you're adding a text, you guys can go and change the different text that you have as well, the size, the color of it, whatever you need to. So don't feel like you're stuck to whatever pops up. You can go through your uploaded text, or they have popular text options that you can choose from. In the pro version, you can basically use any text. In the free version, you can use anything that does not have this little crown to the right of it. Okay, so let's go ahead and just choose one. And I want to say I want a addition plus sign, and I want to make it bigger. And I want to move it over. So this, and I also am going to go to here where this is a duplicate button, just because I want the size to be the same when I add it in. And I'm going to line it up and make that an equal sign. Okay. And then I want to add in an element. I'm going to type in the word line because I want to show my students what part of this equation that they're going to be filling in or providing me the answer to. Okay, so I'm going to make this line a little smaller and rearrange, duplicate, save myself some time with that duplicate button, and again, duplicate again. And there's even this button here to lock whatever you're moving, so that's really fun. Again, this is not to give to your students themselves for them to do. This is a presentation that I'm going to be sharing live and kind of working through as a class together. The next thing that you want to make sure that you add in is the spot for them to give you their answer. So I want to just put a question mark so that when it's time, I can go and fill in the answer that they give me instead. So we're replacing the question marks with their answers. So once you make this template one time, you guys can use this copy button here, or duplicate page button, to go ahead and duplicate this page up to, I believe, 100 times. You can have 100 slides. And just go ahead and remove the amount of balls and replace it with something like animals. And now they can add turtles plus whatever else you want to choose. Turtles plus lions. And so now you can have just tons of different options to kind of work with your students and have them go through and complete this with you so that it's not you just lecturing to your class during remote learning, but instead you guys can work through these different problems together. Okay. So you can create however many slides as you would like to. Like I said, let's go through one of the slide options that I've created. Let's see. This is an option where students are just looking to see how many. They're working on number recognition. So they were looking to see how many they have and choosing which number is correct. So they counted how many pigs we had on the slide, and then they wrote on their board the numeral that I needed to put in the box. So just a good way for them to see, have a resource of the number line. Once all of the numbers are here, they have that resource of the number line to look at. And then they were able to use their counting strategy to count and then write it on their board. So they're practicing a bunch of different things at one time using this presentation. And again, I'm just presenting this live with my students, showing them this exact screen and moving things around with them. If you had a presentation that you kind of wanted to, instead of work with your students and just present to them, there's this present option where this will come full screen and then you guys can present. But if you go to these three dots here, there's an option to present and record. So let's go ahead and show this. Okay, so it's going to ask you to go to the recording studio and you'll press that blue button. And then you'll see that's going to show you your camera and your microphone option so that you can record yourself doing the presentation. So here I can go ahead and start recording, and my students are only going to see in the recording the slideshow here. They're not going to see me. So this here is the screen that they'll see. They won't see any of these notes to the side or anything like that. So I can just basically explain to them whatever it is that is on my presentation. So again, this isn't something that you want to be interactive with your students. This is something you want to present to them. So you can use that option there. So when you're done, you go to end recording, and then it will just download that recording to your computer and then also upload it to your Canva video area. So I'm just going to discard that. I don't want that. So there's just some different ways to use Canva for education. I use Canva for literally everything. My baby shower flyers and invitations, school. I use it for newsletters. I use it for Teachers Pay Teachers. I use it for literally everything. I've created yearbooks in the past with it. I also have created flyers, things like that you can go ahead and use for Canva. Like I said before, the possibilities are endless. And if you find another cool way to use Canva for yourself or for any of the things that you need, go ahead and leave a comment in the description box below. I'll go ahead and link that application for you guys to get Canva Pro for free in the description box as well, so that you guys can definitely apply for that, because it is well worth the 15 minutes it takes to fill out the application. But I hope that you guys like Canva as much as I do. I hope that you guys can find a use for it for yourself. Go ahead and please press the like button on this video and make sure to subscribe to my channel, Loving Little Learners.